Hi, welcome to Design It with Tammy Gibbs. I'm Tammy, and today I'm going to be working inside Artistly 5, and we are on episode 2 of our Time is Money series. And this is all about helping you regain more time and helping you make more money by implementing some strategies and some systems to help you move along with creating your clip art packs or your art a little bit quicker by basically batching them together. So doing similar tasks all at one time to make them a little bit quicker. In episode 1, and you can go back and watch if you are just tuning in and didn't see that episode, it is just simply titled Time is Money and turbocharging your, creation basically in Artistly 5. Okay, so that particular episode, we discussed and set up your work session. So that is basically just super creative. It's going in, playing around with the images and the styles. And of course, I used my AI artist playbooks to come up with some really pretty images. We're going to be doing and playing with those images today to actually create 3 clip art packs, the art for the 3 clip art packs. So one of the things that we have to do first is we have to do a little bit of brainstorming. So this would be prior to you actually getting started with your work. And this would be, and she is probably going to bark. I've already had to stop and start a couple of times and restart because she's just going to bark. Sorry about it. But anyway, so what you're going to want to do is brainstorm exactly what you want in your pack. So that means if you want to do a cowgirl pack, then you want a barn, you want some hay, you want some boots, you want some hats, you want some flowers, maybe a fence, one of the Western hotels, maybe a pony. So you're going to want to brainstorm the actual elements that you want to make up your pack. So, of course, you're going to have cowgirls, but then you want some accessories to go along with it. So, what we're going to do is we're going to pop in and we're going to start building our first pack. And so I'm going to go into Create Design. I'm going to go into the Fast AI Image Designer. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my folder. And this is going to be, let's see, I'm going to go ahead and date it. Today's the 25th. And I'm going to, this is going to be Pink Cowgirls. And I'm just going to leave it simple like that. So we're going to add that folder. And then I've actually played a little bit, but I'm going to go back in and just kind of walk you through it. So this is the part in the segment where we did these cowgirls in the previous session, in our work session. But then we went in and I'm going to show you how to get some of these other elements. And then in our work session, whatever images that we did that we liked and want to include, then we're going to move those into that folder, the new folder that we just did. Okay, so we have, and I actually had to go in and I played around with editing out where these boots were on these hands because these were cute little images. So this one is really cute. And let's just say we're going to start with this one. And I'm just going to go ahead and do the Pink Cowgirls. And I'm going to change this to a Western, an old Western barn. But then we also want to add clip art because we don't want as much stuff on it. Clean clip art. And we want to take, it's not wearing cowboy boots, so we've already got Western in there. So let's just isolated against a white background. So let's do one of those. Okay, and another thing that you may want to do is you can leave that the we don't have the hair color, so that changes. We can do. We're going to remove. We can put leave cute, but remove the little girl, and then cute, pink, pink, cowboy boots. And they're not wearing cowboy boots, so we've got to eliminate that. So you really have to remember to look really closely. Okay, so here we've got our little barn here, and we could have specified we wanted it red or pink or whatever color we want in there, but the gray is probably going to be fine. We could do a brown barn, Western brown barn, and then we need some hay, so we could go back in and replace and put square bale of hay. There's the boots. And we could do different boots. We could tell it to do 4 boots. And this is not exactly hay bales, but anyway, there's a hay bale. What was this? A brown barn. I'm not sure why that came out like that. I think it's just artistly being a little bit funny. So let's do that again. Now see, these are cute. All the little boots are cute, so you can pick out which ones you want to use. And it's okay to do more than you want to. If you get on a roll, then you can make more. The biggest thing is just to make it a little bit easier, because now we're not having to brainstorm the style. All we're having to do is tweak to get the images so that they're giving us fairly consistent results. Okay, so now that's pretty. Now that's actually a pretty background. Now it says Western Barn, but it actually gave us a background, so that's fine. It doesn't bother me. We're going to do 4 images because those would be really pretty backgrounds to include in our pack, even if it's not a barn. I'm not sure what that, but we have our elements, and we're going to go for the little hotel now. So we're going to do a old Western hotel. Well, we got some barns. And we got some other little elements too, which are cool. Now, this right here would be an awesome, like, for junk journals and everything. This would be pretty cool, fussy cut kind of thing. But here's us a cool little barn that should probably, I think that one will come clean. But I already also made another barn. So it's just a matter of prompting to get the cleanest images so that you can use them. Yeah, that one would work. So, and this is pretty. Look at this. That goes right along with it. It's supposed to be a hotel. I don't know why isn't generating a hotel. Maybe if we put it down here. Western, Old Western Hotel. Maybe if we mention it twice, it'll do it. But that's actually a pretty image, so we'll recreate. We'll do 4 of those because those would be pretty to include. But I mean, you can actually include different things if you wanted to do some of these and make it where it's a combination of a junk journal slash, pack that you could use for different things. Think outside of the box. I am not understanding. Now, again, this is interesting art, but it's like it's kind of confused this morning. So, and I put more than one, but we did get a hotel at least. So, let's take the Scandi style and the folk art out and just see what it comes up with and see if it's still close enough to our. Look at this. Okay. Look at these images though. Everything is not a lot. I mean, even images that come out that are not. Look at that. How interesting. And it's all about that folk art, I think. It's picking that up really heavy this morning. Very, very interesting. But these can be used for something else. I'll just put those in a different file and, I can use those elements for something else. But right now we're trying to get a box. Okay, so now we got a Western hotel, but it's a little too modernish. So let's see. Let's go to simple. Let's even take the clip art out. I've made tons of these with different packs, but the key is you have to kind of try to get them in the same little style that matches the little girls. See, this matches it a little better. There we go. Now that one would work. That one would work. Let's see what it looks like. So just have to piddle with it a bit. But this is still, we're basically, yes, that's fine. That would work. Okay, now that one works, though, if we wanted to, we can put a cute Old Western hotel. We can do 4 of those and see if we get even cuter. And don't be afraid to tweak. You can tweak. That's what it's all about. Okay, so we have a barn. We have a red barn. We have a gray barn. We have hay. We have boots. We need a pony. Let's go down here and get a pony. Let's go to her and get a pony. So cute little brown and white pony. Not wearing cowboy boots. Okay, so this gives us a range of different little hotels. We can choose whichever one. That one, if the writing was correct on it, which I could still fix. This one right here, Looks like it would go good. That one would go really good with the little girls. And I'm gonna just open a fresh browser window. And there's a pony. So let's do a pony wearing a saddle. Okay. Wearing a western saddle. Okay. And I mean, of course, you could add whatever other elements, but those are some of the basic elements. So that would make a little basic pack that would be really cute. And we're about to move on to the next pack. I just want to see that last image. Okay, so the next pack that we're going to work with, and let's go back up here. Oh, he's cute. Very cute little pony. Perfect. Perfect for our pack. So those ponies would be perfect for the pack. Okay, so those are great. Perfect. Okay. So we've got those images, and now we're going to. Personally, I probably would spend a little bit more time on my barns and the other things, but or either I just wouldn't. Probably I would save those for a different pack, maybe of just barns or whatever. I think I would like to play with them a little bit more, but I'm not going to do that because this is just for example of how I would go through it. So I would probably, in the course of the video, I don't want to spend all the time on that. But, most people, if they could do 3 packs in a day, would be very excited. And I'm basically showing you how I'm doing a pack. Now, would spend a little bit more time on it, but I could probably do, a pack easy in 30 minutes. If I was not talking to you, I could refine these few individual images to get just what I wanted. So this is just for an example. So you're still going to be doing a lot more quickly. Now, if you're like me and sometimes you do huge packs, then, it's just going to be a matter of you just doing your magic, and you're going to be doing those and doing them fairly quickly, working through them, getting the images that you want, but you're still going to be able to do them a lot faster. If you try to bulk do a little bit, and go ahead and do a few packs that you're going to be ahead of the game. So even if you don't do, if you're, if you're doing 1 pack at a time, and that's fine if that's the way you want to do it, but really at least doing the brainstorming work session will help you. So if you want to skip this step and you want to just do from 1 pack and spend 2 hours on it, and go ahead and get it out, that's going to be up to you how it works for you. But that initial the episode 1 worked with, as far as being super creative and not being confined by the bounds of I've got to do this whole pack at one time, and moving from one image to the next, then because I have all these ideas now, I have all these styles and really cute images to base these clip art packs out of. So anyway, jump back into it. So what we're going to do is go to the clip art pack from the episode 1, and then I'm going to go down and we're going to find my frogs. Okay. Or let's work on the whales. So here's my whale. And so I want to regenerate more whales. So whales are one of those things. For a whale pack, I'm probably going to do, I may do just whales, just the cute whales. It just depends. Let's do another one. And I should have actually, let's go up and do that before I make any more. We're going to be 8 whales. Add the folder. Cute. Oh, cute. So cute. These are turning out really cute. So I'm going to put bulk move all of the whales. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe making this a pack not only with the whales, but a um, not really a nautical, but a sea type sea life or something like that. So we can play around with it a little bit, but the whales, we can definitely come up with that. So we're going to bulk move those over into this folder, and then hopefully we're going to be making them inside the folder. So this one, all of these are adorable. These will be so cute for, let's do 4 more. Okay. And let's just say Scandi style. Cute little turtle. Let's see what that looks like. Let's see if maybe we can do some sea turtles. I just said turtle, so let's do sea turtle. There we go. And those are cute. Let's see what the other whale looked like. Yeah, all those are cute. These are supposed to be turtles, so we'll see what they turn out to be looking like. And how many does that make us? 1, 2. We need a few more whales. See, that's a regular turtle. Okay, one of our turtles came up. So we did get a sea turtle. whales. What else would be really good to include with whales? That would be one of the things we would have brainstormed. We can ask for a mermaid. Or a shark. Let's do shark. Let's just go ahead and do 4 of them. Okay, here's some more whales. Give us plenty of whales to choose from. Then we've got some sharks coming up. So we can decide just to do a pack of whales, or we could decide to do a pack with whales and sharks and sea turtles. Look at the pretty sea turtles. How cute. Those would be really pretty. So another way to group these would be to do like a sea life collection. So you would have your sharks, you would have your sea turtles, you would have your whales. Um, those would all be really cute. But you would kind of pack them, like even in your representation, you could do like a cover for the sharks and a cover for the whales and a cover for the sea turtles. And then do it almost like a little bundle, a little mini bundle. Okay, so there I think that we've got enough for a good little pack. I would probably include some, let's just see what we can do. Let's go back to this, and then let's do digital back, or do background featuring let's also try, instead of background, doing digital paper. Cart striped design. Take the whale out. See what this comes up with. Oh, we got a really cool whale out of that one, even if we put digital paper. That's a stripe, but that's the wrong colors. So let's go back in that stripes and go to the artist playbook. And let's go to go to the watercolor colors. Coastal, cool coastal colors. Let's see what this looks like. It just pretty much gave it whatever color it wanted it to have. But it's a pretty, we could save that for something else. Now I'm already thinking, I'm always thinking, okay, so that did give us some variation with colors. So we could go back in. I'm not going to do it now, but I would go back in and just say like gray stripe, a folk art, gray striped design, and this will be vertical stripes. I added some ice cream cones. That's not exactly what I meant to do. Background with a single ice cream cone in the center. And again, brainstorming can happen anytime. Okay, so see here, we've gotten a much better to go with our, see, this matches what we needed. So we could do, now that we've got that down, we could do more. We could do like 4 of those and put those papers in with our pack to kind of go with our sea theme, ocean sea theme. I don't know if you saw that I managed to get the little ice cream cone. I could get it bigger. You know, I could keep prompting until I get that bigger, but even if I took this off, these are some pretty backgrounds or whatever. Those could be used for something else. And look at these. Now we have these neat prints to go with our pack with the grays. And we have one more pack to do. There we go. Timers are also very cool to work with. So we have some cool images there to work with. Okay, so let's go back to our, first I'm gonna bulk move these into our whales pack. And this one. And I'll figure out what to do with them later. Let's make sure they're all in the whales pack for now. I may take the turtles out of the whales pack though and put them in their own. Let's just make sure that we're okay. Okay, we moved all those. So now I'm going to go back and I'm going to move these. Select bulk move. And we're going to take these and put them somewhere else. That was the only ones. Okay. We're going to move those just into the Clipart packs. Just to get them out of the way. Okay. So now we're going to go back. I'm going to refresh the page. Then I'm going to go back to Clipart packs, and I'm going to find the frogs. Let's try. Okay, so this is, I'm going to go back to find my original frog. He's in the work session, I think. These are not all the frogs. Is this him? I do like him. So we're going to move him to the 8 froggy. Okay. And I'm going to regenerate him. Okay. So now we're going to do frogs. And so I'm just going to be changing around the frog. I'm going to make him, he's sitting on a log. He's sitting on a lily pad. And he's sitting on a log, a lily pad, sitting in the water. Sitting on a dock with a fishing hat on, and or wearing a fishing hat. A fishing hat sitting on a dock with a fishing pole. Okay, so we've got our frog on a lily pad. And let's see, this one is the dock with a fishing pole. Let's go with looking at a flying bug. He's still got the fishing hat on, so we'll see what that looks like. And we can go from there. Okay, sitting in the water. He's really cute. He's really cute. And okay, so these right here are super cute with the his eyes outside of the thing. So I'm going to redo this one a couple of times just to see what we can get. Because this one is super cute. And actually, these right here are beyond what the look of this is. So it's almost like to the direction I want to go. I can put him in a boat fishing. Let's do that. Let's put him in the boat. Okay. Sitting in a boat. Boat. with a fishing pole. Okay, so that one's better with the bug. All of those are cute with the bug. And they all kind of go with that. This one, let's do it again. Sitting in a boat in the water with a fishing pole. And we can also add some, instead of the like centers, we can do cat tails and reeds and remove the frog completely. Let's see if we can get a. Now he's really funny. I like him. He is so cute. So he'll be really cute. Oh, I like him too. Interesting looking shape of a frog, isn't it? So all those are cute. And then now we have some cattails and some reeds. We can have a dragonfly. But the boat's really cute. He looks a little goofy. But this one's perfect. Let's make him sit on top of an upside down. Sitting on top of an overturned boat. Let's see what that looks like. So here's a dragonfly, which would be really pretty to put with that. But let's see if we can refine it a little bit. Dragonfly. In white. Perched on top of a cat tail among cat tails and reeds. So see what that looks like. Oh, well, it's not upside down, but it's still a really cute image. Isn't that cute? He would be a really cute, just a cute picture. I love the fish jumping out of the water. So he would be really cute. So now if we can get some dragonflies that kind of look with that. I like the really natural look. Yes, very pretty. Okay, so now let's see if we can potentially a group of 3 water lilies. Let's see, a group of 3 water, let's see, lily pads. I like the real natural look of these. All the natural colors are cute. And I like the frog and the fishing hat. Let's see. And the dragonfly. Okay, so we got some. I don't know why it's having trouble with the lily pads. I would not use that one. This is a water lily. Try a single water lily. I would have to work on the lily pads for some reason with this particular prompt. It's just not giving me the image that I want. So let's see. Let's try putting it here. All about the order. And let's take illustration out. It's trying to get too fancy with it. Okay. We got some lily pads, but anyway. Okay, so next, I think I would like to. Sorry, y'all, I've got some allergies like you would not believe. Okay, so instead of the funny frog, and funny frog's not sitting on a boat anymore, we're going to do the digital paper. And then we're going to do a brown stripes vertical. 4 of them. Okay, so this, let's try something else. Let's try burlap. See if we can get a burlap look. Because those stripes, I would work with those colors and get those colors the way I wanted them. I'd go in the playbook and find a combination of colors. In fact, let's go to, let's go to Botanical and Nature and go to these earthly green. I think this one will be good. If I can snag it. Okay. Huh. Well, that's what burlap gave me. That's actually a very interesting design. I'll use it for something else, but let's go in here and let's do the stripes. And we're going to do those colors in the playbook. And, you know, this is our third Clipart pack, though. So you see how fast those are working up, even with a few stop and starts to tweak and go in a little bit of a different direction. We're not pressured because we're not all in one sitting trying to get the style down or the subject down. Okay, so I didn't put vertical, but this would work with our thing. So let's go and put vertical stripes. Vertical stripes. And I didn't even have stripes spelled right. So let's go like this, do 4 of them. We just want to have something. And then let's go back in and do, okay. Parchment background solid. Oh, those have leaves. How cool. Interesting backgrounds. Probably because I've got the forest green mentioned. Still very cool. Now here's a nice green pattern. We could put brown if we want brown first. Then we could, this says earthly greens and natural tones. Forest green, muted browns. Okay, so brown color. Let's see. What we're going to do is we're going to put colors here. Colors in brown, and then we've added that. Those turn out pretty. I actually like the variation there. Okay, so parchment background. She is wound up this morning. Let's take the illustration part out of it and see if we can get just the parchment background. Vertical stripes. Or let's say vertical gingham or vertical check pattern. Let's see what that looks like. Okay. So anyway, we've got these really cute figures. I'll show you something else. This is just sort of a little. Okay, so create a digital striped pattern to match this image. I don't know what that's going to turn out. I'm just testing the little magic wand. I don't know what this is going to do. This is going to have the frog in it. But, oh, yes, that's really, the check is great. Now, see, that would look really cool. Let's see if we can get 4 of those in that. Shh. You know what would be really cute is to do like some little lake signs and stuff to go with this particular pack. And then another really cool thing to include with your clip art packs to sort of set you, out from everyone else is to also include sayings to go along with it, like happy birthday or, oh, how cute. That's a really cute little, that's really cute. That's actually very cute. Let's do a few more like that. Just because they turned out really cute. But look at this. Now that is an awesome, that would be so cool to do like with a birthday, like a shower invitation or something with that, to go along with that foresty look. And then look at these checks and then, yeah, all of those are really cool. You could set one of the frogs and the frog in the boat or something. These are just so cute. Some of these are going to be too cute to take away from the to remove the backgrounds from, but you could include both. I mean, there's nothing saying you can't. And then this is a whole different, we've just stumbled upon a whole different line of really cute images to use for different things. Wouldn't these be cute for a happy birthday? You could even attach some little balloons or something coming out of the thing. Join us for a happy birthday party or something like that. All kinds of really cool things. So, in recap, this is episode 2 of the Time is Money series, and it's all about just focusing your efforts and batching things together in order to get the most out of your time. And because time is money, you can therefore get things done, quicker. So instead of doing, if you brainstormed, I've only brainstormed, like my session in the first episode was less than, 2 hours, like an hour and a half or something. And a lot of that was me talking. So if I'd just been doing it, I'd have done it a lot faster and I would have actually had a lot more images and stuff created. So, you can even combine it into those brainstorming sessions where you're jumping from one image to the next image if you can do it. Some people can't track that way, but a lot of creatives can. And so, even if you want to go ahead while you're doing and while you're sampling and everything, and you don't want to do it and separate them and then come back and do this step, if you want to take a whole day and you want to devote a little bit more time to each one of them, but you're still batching because you're still doing images all at one time. You're doing the style, you're doing and if you decide to batch that whole creative process from doing the image and getting the style down and then actually creating your images at the same time, you could still do probably 4 or 5 packs in one day. And then the next day you could go in and do all of your where you're doing your upscaling and your background removals and all of that stuff. And so you're still doing multiple things at one time rather than doing, I'm going to do one image pack and do it from one point to the next all the way through. The thing about doing it this way is if you run out of time, if you do a whole bunch of them and you can't get around to like doing all the background removals or whatever, or once you do all the background removals and everything, but you don't have time to go forward and do your actual marketing package, to put everything together and do all of your mock-ups and all your stuff like that, then you can still just go back to those images. They're already ready to roll whenever you get ready, and it's going to make that process a lot faster. So anyway, thank you for watching the video, and I want to remind you about the AI Artist Playbooks. They're what I have been using to do this video and do the create the prompts with. And they have tons of different word banks, phrase banks, textures, all the things you need to create your own unique prompts and elevate your prompting and your image creation with AI. You can purchase those on Etsy and on Gumroad. If you are in the EU, you will have to purchase through Gumroad, and I do currently have a discount coupon, and it's Summer 50. And if you're buying through Etsy, the discounted prices will already, if there's a current sale, be applied to, and there'll be a sale price. You don't have to use a code. And as far as the playbooks go, the Junk Journal edition is only available on Gumroad. It's not available on Etsy anymore. And so if you don't have Artistly and you've just been watching the videos and you like what you see, there's no time like the present to jump right in. You'll have a lot of fun with it. There are many, many different creators inside of Artistly. My videos sometimes cover one, sometimes they cover multiple designers inside Artistly. But if you're thinking about buying it, I would appreciate it if you'd use my affiliate link. It's located down in the description, and it does not cost you anything more to use it. You can even use the coupon codes that the company releases occasionally floating around out there. I think they do have a 10% or something going right now, but it may be more. I don't know when you're watching this. So check around and see if there's a coupon code you can apply, and you can help me out and save some money too. I have a Facebook group that is free to join, and I also have a weekly newsletter that is also free to get, and it just has lots of ideas on how to create, how to market your products, all those sort of neat digital product creator things. So that information and those links are also in the description. So you're welcome to join those. I even have a VIP program for anybody. Well, not program. It's a group. It's a Facebook group, but it is a VIP. So once you purchase, then you qualify to belong to that group if you'd like to join it. If you have any trouble making the link is actually in the playbooks. So for that VIP group, or if for some reason you can't find it, just send me a message or a comment or something, and I will help you find out how to get into that group if you've purchased one of the playbooks. And until next time, happy creating.